Okay. So Alteryx, as you know, that it is a data analytical product basically. It helps us to work on data, cleaning,
Okay.
transformation, parsing, all that. Okay. So why do we
Okay.
need that? First of all, let's understand that. Okay. So what happens in real time whenever we work on projects? Let's say you want to work on a new project where you have to create a dashboard kind of report kind of thing. So
Okay.
for that, what you have to get the data from different sources. You have to get data from different sources, different databases and all. Now sometimes and text files, lot of text files will be there, all that. Now what happens because of that, the data what you're getting will be having like bad data, bad information. It may not be the clean data. So what will happen? You will have to work a lot. Okay, so you will be doing a lot of changes at your side in Excel or something, or some other technology. So you have done this thing. Let's say you spent 2 3 days in doing all that
Yes.
stuff, and you have
Yes.
done
Yes.
that.
Yes.
Now, what happens next month when you have to recreate the same thing? You have, because these are like recurring reports, recurring data. So next month
Yeah.
when the same data comes, you will spend the same time, 2 days, 3 days to clean that, all that stuff again and again. Now that is the place where Alteryx fits in and helps you to automate the stuff. It is not an automation tool, remember, it's not an automation, but it helps you to automate the stuff with the workflows which we have in Alteryx. Now, what
Okay.
happened? You have created the process and everything. You have created calculations, you have created joins, unions, data cleaning, data transformation, parsing, text mining, all that stuff you have done. Now, what will happen, we have created a workflow. Yes, to create a workflow, because to understand the process and to implement the same process in Alteryx will take time. Okay, let's suppose you took 2 or 3 days to implement the whole process, the one which you do manually every month, every week. Okay, in Alteryx you took 2 3 days, but next time when you will run the whole workflow, you don't have to redo the things. You have to just click a small button, say run, and the whole process, all the data files, if they are loaded in the same location, what will happen, all that will run automatically, and you will get data results or output in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 1 hour. Okay, so what you have done, you have automated the process to get the output from 2 days to, let's say, 2 hours. That is what Alteryx is. So Alteryx is a software which helps you to save time, increase your productivity by removing the unwanted and repeatable uh, tasks again and again. So you will create
Okay.
workflows and you will automate the stuff with the help of Alteryx. And here the purpose is to get the output in any of the formats, whether it's flat file, CSV, databases, cloud sources, Amazon, S3, Snowflake. It's your choice from where you want to load data and where you want to send data. It's your choice. Now,
Okay.
have you heard about Tableau
Sorry, Ajay,
reporting?
can you? Yes. Yes.
Uh,
It's a
yeah,
reporting tool, right?
yes, it's a reporting tool. Now, people who are working on Tableau might be aware for a long time that Alteryx and Tableau were used in a combination. They were the
Okay.
combo product. Okay, when I say combo product means people used to work on data cleaning, data transformations, all that stuff, data joining, all that stuff in Alteryx, and then
Mhm.
final output was created and sent to or uploaded to Tableau. If I ask you, I have to create a dashboard. Okay, I have to create
Okay.
a report or a dashboard. Will it be good to load 10 files and then joining it in Tableau, or will it be good to have a single file then loading it in Tableau? Which one will be better?
A single file, get it in uploaded to Tableau.
Yeah, that will be much better than loading 10 files and then doing joins, calculations, and all that, isn't it?
Correct.
Because
Correct.
that will
Correct.
decrease performance also. So I will do all the stuff at the back end using Alteryx. Okay, and
Okay.
Alteryx or any other tool, obviously. Okay, Alteryx, and I will get a single file output as a single file. Okay, whole workflow output as a single file where I might be having 10 different tables joined together, union, transformations, cleaning, all that. Okay, and then I will upload that file into Tableau, Power BI, or whatever tool. Okay,
Okay.
so that is why we are working on Tableau. Okay, so that
Okay.
is the next step. So this is, so we have product resources, interface, module building, and all that stuff. Okay, so here you see legacy analytics. So multi-steps. Legacy means the old and existing processes if you are not using Alteryx. Okay, so data cleaning. For that you have data quality tools. You will be having one tool for data quality, one
Mm-hmm.
tool for data integration, data blending, and all that you will do. Then you will do,
Okay.
if you want to do predictive analytics, spatial analytics, then you will have a separate tool, separate software, okay, which will be
Okay.
used by data scientists. And then you want to create apps and all that, you will have separate tool. So what will happen, this is a slow and long processes, multiple tools and processes steps, and expensive software, and a lot of time will be consumed in that. That is nothing but the labor. So what is happening here, you are wasting a lot of time and productivity. But with Alteryx you can do all that stuff with your, okay, workflows. So like this, you will be having workflows. If you can see here, these are the kind of workflows, the different tools and connected together. So one thing Alteryx provides you, people will normally get confused that Alteryx is a kind of ETL software. Okay, remember, people will say that it's a kind of ETL software. No, it's not. It's not an ETL software. It's a more advanced than an ETL. Okay, so
Okay.
that is what people say, and you have to just remember that. You will see that. So it's a kind of ETL, but can do a lot of things much advanced than ETL. So it will help you to extract, transform, and load. Yes. Okay. Then it will help you to do the predictive analytics, the prescriptive analytics, data modeling, machine learning. Okay, and spatial analytics, all that together. So that's the reason you can do all. You can create data models, data algorithms. Okay, you can create different kind of regression, logistic regression. Okay, all that stuff, different kind of clustering. So you can do all the predictive analytics. When I say you can do all the predictive analytics, people were confused. Yeah, see, you are talking about data science, machine learning, but I don't have experience in any of these things. I cannot write code by myself. Python programming, R programming. I cannot write code by myself. But here is the catch that you don't have to write any code at all. You
Okay.
can do all the analytics and everything without writing a single line of code. So you can use drag and drop. Just use the drag and drop options available in Alteryx. Define your variables, and that's all the different kind of models and all that you can create. You can get your answers instantly without writing a single line of code. Seamless blending of internal third-party cloud-based data. You can connect to any of the sources, as I told you. You can connect to flat fee to cloud sources, and there are multiple tools that are available for spatial and R-based predictive analytics. As I told you, simple creation of reports, data for visualization, or analytical apps. You can do all that. Use the productivity in hours, not in days. So earlier, you used to spend days to work on data. Now, it's in hours only. Okay. These are the products which will be used in real-time projects. Whenever you work in a real-time project, these are the products which will be used. So you have
Okay.
Alteryx Server. Okay. You have Alteryx Designer. You have Alteryx Scheduler, Gallery, Promote, and all. When you are working as a developer, you will be mainly focused on Designer, Alteryx Designer.
Okay.
Remember. So Alteryx
Okay.
Designer is a platform that will be downloaded in your machine and using which you will create your workflows. Now you want to
Okay.
schedule your workflows, you want to publish your workflows to Alteryx Gallery and all. For that, you will need server, obviously.
Okay.
Okay. So these are the tools. Now you will see a few of the tools which will help you to um, work on the real-time projects. But these are not only tools. Remember, there are many tools, but this just for examples. Like here are, you will see only few tools here, but there are hundreds of other tools which are not part of this introduction itself. Okay, which we'll be
Okay.
covering in the process. So data cleansing. So that's a purpose. I am telling you that you can clean the data, you can parse the data, you can like impute the data, you can transform the data, all that with the help of Alteryx. So we have auto field, formula, filter, record ID, select, sample, imputation, parsing tool. So these are all the tools which will help you to do lot of stuff, lot of things in your real-time projects. What is record ID? Assign unique identifier to each record. Okay, so why do we need this? So that you can identify let's say you got the data and you don't have let's say common column in between two tables, so you can create a record ID, and based on that you can create a matching between two
Okay.
tables. So that will happen. Okay, then you have date time. If you are getting date values as strings and you want to convert back them to date time to string values, you can use date time tool. Regular expression is used for parsing data. Parsing means extracting the right information from the text. Okay, so you got some
Yes.
data, some value from let's say XYZ ABC 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, like this. Now you have to take numerical separately, alphabet separately. How will you do that? For that you have to use a extract this regular expression regex functions. Okay, so we will use this thing a lot. If you are into data cleaning, data analysis and all, regex is very useful. Then
Yes.
your
Yes.
data transformations. Here, data transformations allows you to have transpose, which you might have done in Excel a lot of times. You get transpose. Okay, so which will allow your horizontal data to be seen as vertically. You have cross tab, which is nothing but the pivot. Okay, so pivot option, transformation. So vertical data can be viewed horizontally.
Mhm.
Summarize, it is aggregated form. Okay, so that you can get the group by function. So select star from table where region is equal to no sales is greater than 100. Okay, and group by region, let's say. Okay, so that is nothing but the aggregated data. Okay, so multiple aggregated processes for grouping, summing, counting, spatially combining, string concatenation, as well as other functions.
Okay.
Okay. So other than this, like Alteryx provides you advanced functionalities also. These are all the basic ones. So most of the time you will work on the intermediate level of tools. But if your requirement, if your business wants to you to work on different processes and all, then you will come across the term called macros. Okay. I hope you might have
Okay.
heard the mac in
Yes. Yes.
Excel where macros at least. So why do we
Yes.
use
Yes.
macros? Those are nothing but these are the processes which helps us to automate some kind of task. Okay, and
Okay.
in Alteryx we have four different types of macros. One is standard macro, a batch macro, iterative macro, location optimizer macro, and all. Okay, so these are different types of macros which are available under your Alteryx. So macros are workflows that have the flexibility to be run as single tool inside another module. Yes, you can use a macro inside a tool or run as a separately. Now, when you will come across Alteryx, when you will start Alteryx learning, then you will see there are a lot of tools available, like say machine learning, data analysis, the algorithms, or more data models, and all that. Like this, there are multiple tools in Alteryx. For you, it is looking like a single tool. It is looking like a single tool. Okay, so now let's say you want to go from point A to point B. Okay, and you have used your car. Okay, you have just started your car. Okay, and you will reach from point A to point B. Now what you might think, someone might think, okay, it is just having four wheels and that's all, it is running automatically, isn't it? For you it is just a four-wheel vehicle. Getting it?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You, it is just wheels, but actually there are a lot of things happening at the back end. There is an
Yes.
engine with the gearbox, there is a piston, there is a fuel, everything is working together to help you to move from one point to another point.
Correct.
Same thing here. So macros, all these tools are nothing but macros. Okay, so there for you it will look like a single tool. Tool means when I say tool, I'm not talking about Alteryx, I'm talking about the options which you will get under Alteryx, like
Hmm.
macros, different tools are there.
Yeah.
So for you, it will look like a single tool, but in actual, there is a whole process which is running behind that screen. So for you, it will be a single tool, but actual, it is a combination of multiple tools
Multiple
together
tools.
to that process. And you can do it by yourself. Just install Alteryx. You will be able to check it by yourself. Select any of the tools, right click on that, and say open macro. So that way you can easily understand that whether that is a macro, and if that is a macro, you will be able to see that it is having a whole process.
Okay.
So this is standard macro. So single execution of workflow. Okay, what is standard macro? Capture batch practice of workflow in a single tool. So there are 4 different types of macros. Yes. Give me a second, please.
Okay.
Sorry for that.
No, no
So here,
problem.
like standard macro. So why it is used, and these are the macros which will be seen in the real time, like how to create the macros, how those will be helping us. Okay, so that thing will be very important. Next, we have the batch macro. You might have heard about the batch processes. They will keep on running until like whatever time you define. Okay, so iterative workflow. Okay, batch macro is
Okay.
nothing but an iterative workflow through control parameter values. Let's say you have given a value called 10. Just assume. So it will run for 10 different 10 times, and after that
Okay.
it will give you. Okay, so useful in automating a repetitive workflow process. So if something is repeating again and again, for
Okay.
that
Okay.
purpose, we use batch macro. See, so sometimes what happens, like you go for interviews or any projects, any like thing, jobs and all, people will
Mm-hmm.
definitely ask you what is a macro. Have you worked on macros, or like what is a batch macro, what is a standard macro, what is the iterative macro? Okay, how do you use
Okay.
formula tool? Do you use filter tool? Okay, which
Mm-hmm.
tools allows you have the same kind of functionality like select tool. So these are the interview
Mm-hmm.
questions also which we cover in our sessions. So whenever we work on any of the tools, okay,
Mm-hmm.
let's say I'm discussing one tool, then I will tell you that okay, what kind of interview question can be asked from it. Okay, what kind of
Okay.
certification question will come for that. So you have to go for certifications also. So there are
Okay.
two
Okay.
levels of certification: minor core, advanced, and there is one more for expert. So you must do at least the first 2 level certifications to have some kind of credibility in the market. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
then only like people will be serious about you because they need certification, certified resources. So what kind of question will come from this? Okay, so here, what kind of, see, if you notice, when you open a workflow, okay, and you go to macro, which option is the default option? Which option
Okay.
is a default option for that? This might be a certification question. They will give you 4
Mm-hmm.
options: standard, creative, location, and they will ask you which option. If you have never seen the workflow and macro option, how will you identify the right answer? So
Correct.
this is how one of the questions are there. These are the questions which might come. Okay, so we will go through that. Iterative macro, so execute workflow until condition is met. Now let's say if I say that okay, you have to run, run for next 10 kilometers. Okay? So it means I have given a condition that you will not stop until 10 kilometers is completed. Okay? You have given a
Yeah.
condition. So that is called iterative. Iterative means like again and again. Iterative, the process, the meaning of iterative is again and again. Okay, usually we try to solve a certain condition. Okay? If you have some condition that you see that if my sales increase reach up to $1,000, then there should be the time when workflow should stop. So in that kind of scenarios, you should use iterative macros. Then you have location optimizer macro. So this is basically iterative workflow macros only, but used for getting the location. Okay, so it is used for the
Okay.
getting the location. Okay, but it is a kind of iterative macro only. So this is just to help you understand that what all things will come under our training sessions. But there are a lot
Okay.
of things which I am telling you again. There are a lot of things which is not covered in this introduction because I cannot put every tool, everything here. But
Correct.
this is
Correct.
just for understanding what kind of things will come. It is just introduction. But in real time, if you see, there are 100+ tools which are available under Alteryx.
Okay. Okay.
And we have predictive analytics tools. What is predictive analytics? Predictive analytics means like it's a way by which like you can predict some values. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you can predict some values. Let's say what will be my sales, what will be my profit. Okay, all these things. A variety of statistical techniques. So in this case, you should have some knowledge on statistics. A variety of statistical techniques to analyze current and historical facts to make predictions about future or unknown events. Means what will be my sales in next quarter? What will be my sales for 2022? We are already in December. So based on
Mm-hmm.
this data, the sales business data, okay, for 2021, 2020, 2019, 2018, let's say 4 5 years, I want to predict
Okay.
what will be my sales for next year 2022. So for that purpose, we will use this kind of things. So there
Okay.
are different kind of predictive also, different models, different algorithms, different methods, which will help us to do that. These analytics are used to identify risk as well as opportunities. Risk as well as opportunities. Now, let's say you want to start a business. You want to start,
Mm-hmm.
let's say, so in a particular location. Now,
Okay.
how will you identify? You will not just go and just start a new business. You will do try to identify that what all the shopping preferences of the local people are there, what kind of products they want to buy, okay, or what how many other stores are available in the market in the same location. Based on all this data analysis, you will come to a conclusion whether it is right decision to go for a new store or in the same location or not. So this is nothing but identifying the risk and opportunities. Okay,
Yes.
identifying risk and opportunity. So all that you can do here. So all package macro fully accessible to investigate methodology. So all package macros means you don't everything is coming all ready made. You can call it that way. So everything is
Mm-hmm.
coming as ready made. Uh, you don't have to write a single line of code, remember, but there are options to write if you want to customize the things. But here you don't have to write any single line of code. Everything is coming built in ready for you, built on
Mm-hmm.
open source R programming. I hope you might have heard the R project, R programming.
Yes.
So
Yes.
everything is based on that. You have to just define the variables and that's all. You have to provide the variable names, sales, profit, discount, on which values you want to do, and your results will be in front of you. Users are not required to know how to code in R to leverage models. Yes, you don't need to know R, but you if you have bit knowledge, it will help you a lot in your work, in your project, in your company.
Okay. Okay.
Look at it within Alteryx, conditional understanding of statistics. Yes, at least you should have this thing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have data investigation. So under that, you will have data investigation options like you have to investigate what all the data values are there, how much values are, summary statistics, what is minimum, max, median, all these things, first quartile, second quartile, on all that. Correlation analysis, association analysis, creating samples, estimation, validation, holdout. So these are the different ways of data investigation.
Okay.
Predictive tools, different kind of tools will be there. Classification, regression modeling. So there are two different kinds of modeling: classification and regression model. Under regression, you have linear and logistic. So traditional statistical models like linear or logistic regression, and different methods like forest and boosted models. So you
Okay.
will come across things, scoring tools, and in data processing for models for linear regression scoring tools, time series kind of models. So these are all statistics, it is all data science, it is all machine learning, remember this. So
Mm-hmm.
this will be part of the most advanced topics of Alteryx.
Okay.
Okay, so there are times, yes, I have seen a lot of people who have not used these things for years. Okay, for years, when I
Okay.
say like people have started using it from 5 6 years. I am
Mm-hmm.
working on Alteryx from 2015. Okay, but 2 3 years people have worked and they have not used these data science stuff. It depends
Okay.
on project to project, requirement to requirement, but you should not skip them. You should not like leave them.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
you might not be working on them for a long time, but still you should not leave them. You should go through them again and again sometimes, like just to revise your concepts. Otherwise, tomorrow if you go for some interview or something, people will ask you, you will not be able to answer anything. Or if your business, your manager asks you that we want to implement these kind of things, do you think that we can implement that in Alteryx? If you have no knowledge, if you don't know about that, how will you say that
Mm-hmm.
yes, we can implement this or not? So you should
Okay.
have at
Okay.
least the basic of that. Creative grouping and all these things, different kind of models, all these things. So these are the things why we are going to use Alteryx. So it will help us to automate the stuff, to clean, transform, put the data, get the data from anywhere, okay, from any of the sources, and put it into any of the sources again, back to databases, LED files, CSV, any of the formats. So this way, Alteryx will help you to get your tasks automated so that you can work, you can save your time, and you can automate the stuff.
Okay.
So this
Okay.
is like just for introduction purpose. Let me know if you have any questions.
Yeah, Adi, I just want to ask few questions here. So,
Yeah.
as I'm new to this tool, I mean, like I just looking for switch into Alteryx. So my question is, what are the skills I need to be like minimum skills needed to get into this Alteryx?
Uh, Minimum is like, I hope you might have worked on a data, at least you understand the data, you
Okay.
understand the concept. Okay,
Yes.
you will have
Yes.
basic like calculation logic. You can write if condition statements. Okay, you can
Correct.
write all that.
Mm-hmm.
Other than this, you should have like basic SQL programming knowledge.
Okay.
Okay, basic, so that at least you can understand the queries. May not be
Mm-hmm.
useful initially, but definitely will
Okay.
used in like coming time. Okay, so
Okay.
because if you have to do data coming from databases, then you have to write the queries.
Correct.
Okay, so
Okay.
here you need to know that select star from table, where conditions, okay, group by, order by, all that stuff. Okay, group by, order by
Yes.
you can do here in Alteryx also, but at least you should know that how to get the queries, how to get the data.
Correct. Correct.
Other than this, if you want to work on predictive analytics and all that, at least some basic knowledge should be there. That's what I be told here, that foundational knowledge.
Correct.
Okay, so foundation, okay, foundation understanding of
Mm-hmm.
statistics. Not required
Mm-hmm.
initially, but you can do this thing side by side whenever you
Okay.
get time. Just learn about statistics, machine learning, different kind of models. You don't have to learn all the models. There will be around
Mm-hmm.
5 to 6 models which you have to learn, which you can learn at least within 10 hours. In 10 hours, if you know, then it will be easy for you to just spend 10 hours, 1 hour daily or
Mm-hmm.
sometime, whatever you wish, and you will
Mm-hmm.
have at least basic knowledge of statistics, which will say that yeah, what all these points are there, all that. Okay, so that is the basic thing, what I will say.
Okay. Okay. I think got it.
Any other question?
Yeah. No, I'm fine. Nothing.
Okay, so that's all. So what are you working on in currently? What is the
So
experience?
I work for Amazon. So I'll be dealing with automation team. So where we are working on data now. I mean, like we are scraping different kind of data from competitor sites. So we'll be starting processing all these data. So that's why we are looking into different tools where we can process this data. So I was just looking into some of the tools currently existing in market. So I found this Alteryx to be very suitable for our project. So just want to learn some things about this Alteryx. That's why I have contacted you.
Okay, 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 that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. So that's good. Like just go through the things, and you will be able to get all the things together. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Got it, Ati.
yeah. Okay. So that's all from my side. If you have any questions, you can reach to Prakash,
Okay,
and
okay.
doubts are he will clear.
Sure, sure, sure. Thank you so much, Adi.
Thank you very much. Have a good day ahead. Good night.